Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic is something that I've noticed that a lot of people request, a lot of people want to know, and it seems like something that everyone does know, but I think that there's kind of a big gap between what you think you should do versus what is actually practical and workable as far as keeping your house clean and organized. So I thought I'd dive into some of my personal tips for people getting organized and kind of keeping their house at least passable for clean in between having to do like deep cleaning. This is how I keep my house clean in 15 to 30 minutes every day. So before we begin, if you could go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it, it really helps me out a lot. It helps get my videos out there, and I love hearing from you guys. I definitely love making videos, and I would make videos for nobody, but it's always more fun when I have more people to chat with. So hit subscribe, hit the little bell, and you'll get notified every time I make new videos, and I try my best to make new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes life gets in the way, but I do what I can. The number one tip is finish what you're doing. So I always give the example of how many steps does it take to make a sandwich. So let's say it's your day off, you need to make something to eat for yourself, you decide to make a sandwich. What do? What are the steps? You have to get your utensil and your plate, then you need to get all the ingredients that you need to make the sandwich. After that, you put all the ingredients together and you put the sandwich on the plate, you are ready to go. You go ahead and eat the sandwich, you feel full, you feel satisfied, you've finished the task, right? No, you have not finished the task. You haven't finished the task until you've put things away where they belong. So that means if you only have a plate and a knife from like using a condiment of some sort, then likely you can either hand wash that in like 2 minutes, or you can go ahead and stick it in your dishwasher so that it is out of the way. You don't have to worry about putting it in the dishwasher later. You've already got it done. You make sure, your bread is put away. You make sure all of your condiments, anything that you used in the sandwich is put away. And then you make sure that your surface is clean. Just a quick wipe down with like a wet rag or a sponge, or like if you want to bust out the cleaning supplies, you can. But you just make sure that everything is back to the way that you left it. And if you do this every single day, you'll notice that it makes a giant change in the way that you can keep your house clean and tidy. So when I helped people organize their houses, when I helped people clean, the biggest thing that I found was just a whole lot of unfinished tasks. Like someone would brush their hair and leave their hairbrush out on the counter instead of putting it away in the drawer. Someone would go and get a stick of gum and leave the gum wrapper on the counter. Someone would be reading a book, finish it, and just leave it in the book pile. All the books that they already finished reading are in a pile when they could be put away on a shelf. And this is the biggest thing that I see with people who can't seem to stay clean, is that they don't ever finish the task that they have. So if you really think about it, you're not finished with whatever you're doing until everything is put away back where it belongs. And then this will also help you to find things. So I find that people who do not finish their tasks tend to lose things a little bit more easily around their house, and then they're searching for their keys for 30 minutes instead of their keys being in the same place all the time. Or they're searching for that one credit card that they need to use but they can't find because there are stacks of papers everywhere and nothing is put away. So this actually cuts down on a lot of the time that you spend cleaning, a lot of the time that you spend looking for things, and also it just makes your house look better. So my second tip for you is to pick a daily focus. My house is pretty ginormous. I've got 3 adults, 1 toddler, and 4 very large dogs. That is a lot to deal with. That is a lot of bodies that make a lot of mess. Now, when I was cleaning the house by myself, I'm very fortunate to be able to have my husband hire a cleaner every couple of weeks, which cuts down on my work quite a lot. But when I was doing it by myself, I would pick 15 to 30 minutes a day to do the tasks at hand, and I would just write them out. Like Monday, I'm going to quickly dust the living room. Tuesday, I'm going to vacuum downstairs. Wednesday, I'm going to clean all the toilets. If you parse it out like this, it really does not take long to clean the average home. So making sure that you're already putting things away when you should be. If everything is basically organized, it does not take more than 15 to 30 minutes to do the average American home. And if you have a small home or you live by yourself or you don't have 4 dogs, you might even be able to get it down to 10 minutes. It's really, really easy if you make sure that you're taking care of the individual tasks, completing things, and you're keeping yourself basically organized in the meantime. So when I had to clean the house by myself, the bulk of my work was actually just removing dog hair from any surface that I was supposed to be cleaning. So if you don't have a lot of big hairy dogs or like big hairy cats, you'll probably have a much easier time than I did. All right, number 3 is to get organized. So when people think of getting organized, I find that they think of like taking a full day and taking everything out of their cabinets, redoing everything at once, getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and like losing their minds in the process. I don't think it has to be that complicated, and I don't think that one person's version of organization is going to work for everybody, because for some people it's just not that easy to keep things neatly organized in rows and baskets and labels. It's just not going to be possible for everyone. So my biggest piece of advice is just do one thing a week until you have everything done. Just organize things so that you know that everything in your house has a place to be. So you find that a lot of people have like a junk drawer, and then they have like one part of their closet that is just dedicated to stuff like papers and old shoes that they need to get rid of, and then, you know, a jacket that they didn't hang up. So just take one day a week and do one project, and then the next week you can move on to the next project. And once all that is done, it's going to be a lot easier for you to keep your house clean because everything has a place to be. So just remember, it doesn't have to look like a Martha Stewart catalog. You don't have to use a whole lot of fancy, expensive organizing equipment. It's just not necessary. Just make sure that everything that is related is in the same place, that there is room for all of the stuff that you have, and that everything is put away where you would like it to be. So this way, when you're cleaning, if you see something that's out of place, you know that it has a place, and not just like, hey, I'm gonna create a pile in my closet just to hide everything that I don't know what to do with right now. Everything has a place, and everything is going to be in its place. It's gonna be a lot easier for you to keep your house clean. All right, number 4 is pare down when possible. So the biggest thing that I see with people who are unable to keep their house even remotely tidy or clean, like those two things are different in my mind. Tidy is like things look like they're basically put away and things are essentially clean. And clean is like the surfaces are clean. You regularly take care of things that need to be taken care of, like not just empty surfaces. So the biggest thing that I find with people who are unable to be tidy or clean is that they have too much crap that they don't use and that they don't need. They have piles of trash that they need to go through, you know, like papers and mail and stuff like that they just haven't gotten around to looking through. They have clothes in a pile that they don't wear, that they haven't yet taken to Goodwill or whatever they're gonna do with it. They have, you know, a whole bunch of makeup that they don't use or hair products that they don't use, and I'm totally guilty of that. Like I have a lot of stuff that I don't use that I need to go through and give away or, you know, trash if I need to. All of these things that they're collecting and holding on to instead of getting rid of are just sitting in stacks in their house and making it impossible for anything to truly be organized or truly clean. So as much as you can, if you can pare your stuff down to what is essential and what you really love, that's gonna make keeping your house clean so much easier. So there's always gonna be like the seasonal stuff, like you need to keep your coat for the winter, or you need to keep like your wrapping paper and stuff like that, even though you don't use it all the time. I get that stuff, but just like if you have a stack of old mail that you need to go through it, pick a day, just say, I'm gonna take 30 minutes and I'm gonna get this done and move on with your life. Then that pile is done. You can move on to another pile the next day. Just as much as you can, chip away at it. And I know it gets like really overwhelming if you have like one of those houses with like piles of stuff that you have to do, but once it's done, you're gonna feel so much better about your space, and it really does help you have like a clear and productive mind to not see like lots of things that just need to be done. For me, I get really, really overwhelmed when I see a lot of projects around. So staying clean and staying organized for me is, I wouldn't say it's a #1 priority, but I would definitely say that it helps my mindset quite a bit when things are clean and organized and I only have to focus on like the 5 million other things that I need to do in my week. Oh, and as a bonus, when you take things to donation centers, ask for a receipt and you can get a tax write-off. So that's another good reason to go through your things and see what you don't need, what you don't want to keep around, and then donate it. And then a family gets something that they need for an affordable price and you get that thing out of your house. The last suggestion that I have for you and how to keep your house clean and organized is to not put off things that you know need to be done. And this is the hardest. For this kind of thing, I don't mean like, oh my gosh, I need to, reframe that door and rehang it. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like, you see that your cat has thrown up on the carpet. You can take 5 minutes because you're not yet late for work to clean up the vomit, to put something on it to kind of soak up that stain, and then you'll come back to it when you get back from work. So it's just making sure that as much as you can, you hit the things that need to be done as soon as they need to be done. Because if we're honest with ourselves when we say we're gonna do something later, we're probably gonna be too exhausted or we just won't want to. So the more you can do things as they need to be done, the less overwhelmed you'll get by the amount of stuff that needs to be done. Because if you think about it, it's like, okay, cat vomited on the carpet, I had to take care of that. Now I also have cat vomit, I have a sink full of dirty dishes, I have laundry that needs to be sorted out, I have no towels. So you'll have like this growing list of things because you didn't take care of them when they needed to be taken care of. And some of this could be your executive function, meaning your ability to really not have anxiety around having to do specific tasks that you need to do to be able to human properly. And I totally get that. Just make it a baby step situation as much as you can. If you're feeling like you can, make sure that you take care of things that are small and easy to manage. So like if it's cleaning a dish after you use it instead of just putting it in the sink and waiting to clean it later, then that's one thing that you've taken care of. You can feel good about that. And then it's not like one extra thing on top of a whole bunch of other stuff that you have to do throughout the day. So it just makes stuff a lot easier if you get it taken care of immediately instead of waiting for a fantasy time when you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll totally take care of that then. If you're anything like me, you're not going to take care of it then. So just take care of it now. Then you won't have it looming over you as some like impossible task that now has gotten out of hand. All right, so that's it from me. Again, I know that people with anxiety and depression and other mental health issues, some of these are not going to be easily solved by yourself. If you can recruit a friend to help you out or keep you accountable, I think that's awesome. And for some people, having a clean or tidy house is just not a priority. It doesn't have to be. For me, it makes sense. It might not make sense for you, and your way might be the best way for you. And that's totally fine. I'm not judging anyone who has a dirty or messy house. I'm just saying if this is something that you want to be able to do, this is how to do it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely tell me what your best tips are for keeping a clean house. Tell me if you've had problems keeping a clean house in the past and what you've used to kind of at least get around some of those issues. Is cleaning even important to you? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, and if you really liked it, hit the subscribe button. I make new videos every Tuesday and Thursday, like I said, as life, health, daughter, job permits. I try to make videos as much as I can. It's not always regular, but I love talking to you guys. I love making videos for you guys, so definitely let me know what you want to see next. Also, feel free to tweet at me at OjoleeXOX and let me know what's on your mind as far as like cleaning, as far as any of the recent videos that I've done. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you want to see next. Respond to my weird tweets because I have a lot of them. I do that often. All right, you guys, that's it for me. Mwah. So as I say this, I have like a pile of cords that I don't know what they belong to, and I don't know what I'm doing with them. Also, I have a bike light, and I don't have a bike, so I probably need to follow my own instructions, huh? I need to go through my things and pare down.